Alright, it's time for our next notes video. Today we're going to be learning about xylem and phloem and answering the question, where does the water in the root go? Alright, so we all know that the main function of the root is to take up water and minerals from the soil. It is very important to understand that the root is not getting food out of the ground. Minerals are necessary for the plant to survive, but they're like your vitamins that you take. Or hopefully take from the store. You can still get your natural nutrients and food that you need from another source, and the vitamins just help. Same with the minerals. So the root is for water and minerals only. So water flows through a plant in this pattern. The water starts in the soil, it then flows into the roots, up through the stem, and then out through holes in the leaves. So we're going to talk a little bit more in detail about this path that water takes from the soil and then out through the leaves. All right, xylem. Okay, say that with me one time. Xylem. Okay, like xylophone. Xylem is tube-like structures that carry water only from the roots through the plant. So xylems start at the end of the root in that zone of elongation. They travel through the stem and then they end in the leaf. And that is how water moves from the roots to the leaves. Stomata. All right, these are actual pictures of stomata over here on the side of a real plant stomata. I think they look like alien eyes. Stomata are the small holes in the leaf that look like mouth, and that's how water exits the plant. All right, the water will actually exit out of these little holes, so the xylem ends in the leaf, and then to these little holes of stomata, and then exits out through the plant. And that is why our celery did not get any heavier, because the celery is the water is actually going through the plant and exiting out the other side. The plant uses what it wants and gets rid of what it doesn't need. It's removing waste. The stomata is guarded by two cells called guard cells. Those are the cells that surround the stomata. They look like the lips, and they will open and close the hole. If there's a lot of water available to the plant, the stomata will be opened and the excess water will leave. When there's very little water available to the plant, like in a desert, the stomata will be closed to keep the water inside the plant, all right? Water travels through a plant in a continuous chain. The water molecules stick together from the root. They stick together in the xylem until they exit through the stomata. So you can see those little dots right here, all in a row. Those water molecules follow each other one at a time, and they're pulled up through the stem. Sorry that picture changed. All right? Phloem. There are two tubes inside of a plant. There's xylem and phloem. Phloem is for the food. Plants make their own food in their leaves, but they need to get that food to the rest of the plant, so that's where phloem comes in. Food travels down the phloem into the plant, all right? Those are small tubes from the leaves down to the root. So as you can see here, we have xylem flowing up with water, and then the phloem flows down. Very rarely it'll flow back up, the food, but both ways. Here is an actual plant stem that has been dyed and put in a microscope. We can see we have the xylem tubes right here, and then the phloem tubes right next to them. If you'll notice, the phloem tubes are actually a little bit thicker. There's usually more smaller xylem and a few large phloem. All right? So here's how you can remember the difference. I have a little poem for you. Water zips up through xylem, and food flows down through phloem. If you can remember that little poem, you can remember how these fluids travel through the plant. Water goes up through xylem, food flows down through phloem. Have a great evening. Finish the rest of your homework, take your notes, and answer the summary question. Goodbye.